Hi guys, it's me, Stephanie, and it's March 21st. Well, actually, it just turned into Friday because it's 12 a.m. But since I didn't vlog today, I just wanted to actually talk things out because I kind of got a little down today. By a little, I mean a lot. And after work, I just did some stuff online, like searching flights and everything, and then trying to think of possible ways, and I've allowed it to get to my head, and I felt utterly selfish over it all. That it felt like everything was just going wrong, and every time I think it's going right, it goes wrong again, and so I just started to feel really weak over it, and I cried like a lot, and then fell asleep and woke up late, and then got on my computer again and just didn't really know what to think or do. And then I watched this movie with my mom, and it was a little Christian film, and in it just kind of showed selflessness. And anyway, it really got me thinking again, realizing that the more involved I became at planning the trip and trying to make something work, the more confusing it got, and the further I felt from God. And I just feel like I don't want to be selfish over it all, and I think that this is kind of a way of God allowing me to see that I can't do this on my own, and not that I tried, but that I guess I accidentally forgot about him in that way. And that's what's been on my head. It's like it's been in my head. It's like been bothering me here and there. I feel guilty over something, and now I'm like, totally willing to just admit it to God that I've not allowed him to take full control. And on accident, I let it get to my head, and now I'm fully turning it to him to ask him to help me. And, other thoughts come to my head, like following a dream, and I mean, it's not even a dream I've had for like ever, like it's never been detailed. It's that, I used to dream of traveling, but I never specifically chose a place or anything like that. But over time, it's like I was introduced to England and stuff, and so it just kind of gave the details. Like the school I applied to was just stuff that just came out of nowhere, and it really felt like God was showing me something big. And it's not that I'm trying to follow something that I selfishly wanted for years. It's that I actually did, think that maybe this is what God was showing me, that he had this for me. And when I gave up that dream for a few weeks in January, I was willing to not even go. It almost felt like I was giving up on something, and then like the dream and just going and the want to go like hit me all over again in February when I met the friend that I wanted to visit. And so putting all that together now, I just also remember one of the preschoolers' relatives who was dropping them off. He knows my dad, and he asked me about my England trip, and that was the day that I thought maybe I wouldn't go if God didn't want me to go. And I remember that man just like looking at me, and he was like, "Don't give up on that." And I almost cried. I was just like, okay. I think I'm gonna go then, because I was asking God for confirmation if it's okay, and then things were going well, and now I feel like the problem isn't whether I have a place to stay or not. The problem was within me, and unless I'm happy within me, I'm not gonna be happy anyway, anywhere. And so I'm just making this vlog to say that I don't want to become selfish over this and, want it a specific way. I do want something to work out, but only God knows what that is, and I wouldn't give him up just to have this trip. Like, if I had to choose between this trip and God, I would choose God. Not that I have to choose between those two, because if I chose a trip, I could still have God. But, for example, he's more important to me, and my relationship with him is way more important than following a dream, because that's where I find my happiness, is with God, not with these things. And I know that to be true because I'm still living in this little town. I'm not anywhere right now, and I find myself capable of being happy with God. And I feel like I lost that touch. I lost that relationship for a while with him, and I got distant. And I imagine, like, if that was a relationship, if that was a relationship with a person and suddenly they stopped talking to you and they started getting consumed with other things, can you imagine how that would make you feel? Well, I feel like in a sense that's how God feels when we start to get so distracted and we hardly pay attention to him. But it's funny that when all these bad things happen, it's like I run to him because I know he's a comfort, and I shouldn't leave him just because other things come up. And so I guess I'm thankful for all this happening to remember that I need not forget God. And even though I mention him and I'll talk about him here and there often to people, it's natural for me, I still was not talking to him a lot. I wasn't keeping up communication, so I'm just going to leave all the rest up to God. I'm going to leave it in his hands and just rest. Just give it rest. Just breathe a little while and not worry and not stress. And I know he'll make a way. He'll open doors, and if he wants me in England, he will give me a roof to stay under and people to love me and people to take care of me while I'm there, because, you know, being far away home is kind of scary. Well, not scary, it's just, it seems fine and dandy when there's someone there taking care of you, but if there's not, what do? You freak out. So I don't want to freak out. I don't want that to happen. I just want to trust that God is protecting me as my protector, which is something that inevitably or secretly all girls want, is someone to protect them. And that's, to me, that's who God is to me, you know. I don't have someone like that, you know, as a person being protective over me. So for me, it's God, and he's all I have, and so that's like 50 times more important to me. Anyway, that's how I've been feeling, and I'm just gonna hope for a better day tomorrow. I mean, who knows, something miraculous could happen and pop up. And I really am thankful for Meg even trying, you know, and wanting me there. I know she does, and she said if she had a house I could stay forever, and I totally believe her. And I just hope that I can at least visit for a little while now and stuff, and I know someday, you know, just if she does have her own place, then I'll totally go over there and visit. It would be lovely, you know. I don't mind visiting now, even though she doesn't have a place, but it's kind of interesting to know, like, maybe someday we'll have our own places and we'll visit each other, or maybe she'll move here, you know. So I should think positive. Also super thankful for Jake and his positiveness. He's been very kind, and I realized that I don't know how I would be reacting if I didn't have him, like, constantly encouraging me through these texts by staying super positive. So I'm actually quite thankful. I mean, it makes me feel like, you know, that was like part of the plan on all of this, is that God would provide that sort of encouragement for me through him, by him being there on that trip, and that's how I got to meet him, and that's how we know each other now. And so it's like he was just an addition to this trip plan and everything, and it's like that part that kind of helps me and stuff, almost like an angel. Jake, you are an angel. And then I don't really know Becca, but she's a part of these planning. It's one of the friends, and has a place that I think she's still able to have me over after she's back from holiday. So there's still hope here and there, but I'm gonna leave the rest up to God, and because right now I need to calm down. I don't want to treat my friends in any horrible manner just because I'm frustrated and I feel so horrible. Like, I love them way too much to be a jerk like that. Like, I'm really thankful for this, but, you know, I don't want to be, like, stressed out and bring it out on them. So, you know, if Meg or Jake are watching this, I just want to say sorry. You guys are, like, the best. I mean, I guess I reacted I started reacting a certain way because I just really wanted to go there, but like I understand that this is gonna take a lot of thinking, that God will provide the money and the arrangement somewhere I could stay, even if it's in a little shack. I feel like no matter where I stay, it doesn't matter where I stay or how I'm, treated, or how I'm living over there for the time that I'm there. It's just like, as long as I'm happy within myself, then I'll be happy wherever I go. So with that being said, I'm gonna hope for the best, and super thankful for my friends. And I think that God is just teaching me something, and I'm glad to learn it because it'll make me better in the future. Also, I think I'll attempt to write an essay tonight and see how it looks, and tomorrow, when I've already gotten some more sleep and feel refreshed, I'm going to proofread it again, go through it, see if I like it, and then I'm going to send it in. I think I'll do that. So I'll make a rough draft tonight because now I'm feeling positive and everything, and I think that's good attitude for an essay. So this essay is kind of the key to the school. This essay is going to determine whether I'm admitted or not, because everything else apparently in my application they really like. So now they just need this one last thing to see how I work academically and how my writing skills and thinking skills are, which I love writing and I love thinking, so let's hope that's to my advantage. With that being said, thank you for anyone who's listening or following my vlogs, and let's just hope that things, start to make sense soon, and let's just see how God works, okay? Good night.